All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Simo coming to you from the deep end. Let's dive in. JFK. What do we know? We know stuff stinks. That story ain't no good. The Warren Commission, they were set up to fail. They were there to make sure that the story never came out. So many things stink about that day. And what are we, 70 years later, and we still have no real answers? A guy from a book depository shoots some magic bullet and they just kind of wipe that thing clean. Guys, we're here today to tell you the real story. Well, at least I am. So let's get into this. Well, we've got the real story here today, folks. It's not like they told you. The Zapruder film was confiscated right away. Time Life took it, they chopped it up. How did they chop it up? They took each individual frame and they chopped each frame kind of like took a piece of it. So they left like the edges out. Okay. And they did that on each frame. Now you can go now and look and find the 16 millimeter version, the original version. It's out there, but it's really, really hard to find. Now, why do you think that is? This is the craziest thing ever filmed in the history of mankind, in my opinion. Okay. And you can't find it. You cannot find a good I mean, you can, but it takes a long time. But what I'm about to tell you today is the reason it's so hard to find it. It's because it shows you in plain sight who killed JFK. Today, I'm going to tell you. The name of the person that shot and killed JFK is William Greer. Greer. William Greer. He was the driver, and I can prove it right here with words. I don't even need to show you the video. But I implore you to go look for the video because why am I giving you homework? Because you're going to see how difficult it is. And they make it difficult. Now, who's they? The deep state? I don't know. But let's talk about it. Go back in history in your mind to wherever you saw this video, whenever you saw this video on the History Channel or in on CBS in some documentary or in the movies. You know, they've showed it in different movies on JFK. What they don't show you in any of it is the driver. Why? Because he shot him. Now, that's easy to say, but let me tell you in detail how this went down. Okay. You had your Oswald man, the patsy, as he was, up in the book depository. Probably, or some other guy, but whatever. Let's just say it was Oswald. Takes a shot. Bullet comes, goes through the neck of the president, into the shoulder, and out the arm of Connolly. I think we can all agree that probably happened. We saw it. Okay. Now, Connolly and his wife were in that middle row of this weird Lincoln that had 3 rows. Really weird car. Haven't really seen many of these cars. In the front seat were 2 Secret Service agents, the driver being William Greer, passenger, I'm not sure of his name. Middle seat was Connolly, his wife, and the rear seat was the president, JFK, and his wife, Jackie Kennedy. Now, the first shot goes through the neck, and what does Jackie do? Immediately is like, oh my God, my husband needs help. He's shot. You see him like this. She's like, oh my God, my husband. Oh my God, let's help him. He's been shot. Now, what happens to the car and really the whole line of cars? They slow down to almost a crawl. Okay. William Greer slows this car down almost to a stop. And watch, it's real funny because it's like the sleight of hand. You're watching the president because that's where all the action is. And by the way, most of the Zapruder film over the course of history chopped out the part of where the driver was. So you can't, most of the videos, you're not even going to see the driver. But go look, you'll find it. The 16 millimeter version of the Zapruder film. Go dig, you'll find it. And there's some pretty good enhanced versions out there too. But again, you got to dig because they don't make it easy for you. And by they, I really don't know who I mean. It's again, we got to get to the bottom of it. This is the deep end. This is what we're here to do. We're trying to dive in, go deep, go dark. We're going to find the answers. But for now, proven to you, William Greer was the assassin. So let's go into this, right? So you got yourself the first shot, didn't make the kill. Now, William Greer's got a job to do because he is the contingency. So what happens? He slows down. He takes one look sees President ain't dead. Okay. He then has his contingency plan, which is his pistol. It's not a revolver. He takes his first look, looks back, takes a second shot like this, blows the president's head right off. Now, go ahead and look. What you're going to see is the slowdown, and then you're going to see the gun being produced. You won't see the full gun, but what you're going to see is you're going to see the barrel of the gun shine off of the sun will shine off that barrel. You will see the reflection of that barrel of the gun, and then you will see a slight recoil at the exact moment the president's head gets blown off. And then at that very moment, the driver then turns back, speeds up, and drives away. What else happens at that very moment? Jackie Kennedy Onassis goes from a caring, oh my God, my husband's been shot, to, oh my God, get me out of this car. I need to live. She goes from fight to flight very quickly. Guys, just look. She goes from caring about her husband to trying to live. It's pretty clear. Now, we've always been trained to just look at JFK being shot because it's so sensational. We have to look. It's hard not to. Also, when you go back and you've looked in, anytime they've showed you this video on mainstream, they don't show you the driver. And honestly, I don't think we've been looking. But go ahead. Frame 313 of the Zapruder film in its entirety now, which is available. What you'll see is the driver, William Greer, slow down, take one look, then take quick dead aim, fire his gun, blow the president's head off, go back to driving, and drive off. Now, here's the problem, folks. A lot of you out there, some of you older, some of you younger, it's not gonna happen for you, okay? You will not accept this as reality. Why? Because you've been conditioned, and you do not want to challenge the conditioning you've received. This is a big problem. This is a problem out there for many people. The TV controls the narrative. You love the narrative. It tucks you in at night. It makes you happy. It makes you feel safe. You don't want that to change. That's really tough for the rest of us. Okay. Now, what these people are going to do is they're going to look for any excuse for this to not be the case. This is not the truth, right? Oh, it was the mafia. It was some guy in the gutter. It was whatever. Lots of different theories, right? But here we have an actual pow with the actual, like, the reflection of the barrel. Now, what are you going to find when you look this up? You're going to find, and this is why I want you to do the work. Okay. I could show you. I want you to do this. I want you to see for yourself how this works out there, how deep this problem is. What you're going to find before you ever find anybody saying it was William Greer, you're going to find 1,000 people telling you it's pomade of the passenger. So this and the whole thing happening perfectly timed is going to be excused as pomade. The reflection of the barrel of the gun that recoils at the exact moment that the president's head gets blown off is going to be excused as pomade of the passenger. Okay. And you're going to find that answer 1,000 times before you ever find somebody saying, oh no, that was a gun, and obviously the gun that shot the president. But folks, you just have to look. Problem is, like I said, the cognitive dissonance between real reality and the conditioned reality you've been force-fed your whole life. The challenge, a lot of you are not going to want to accept it. And I understand, it's going to challenge because when I say it's a trickle effect, you're going to realize how much you've been lied to. If that's a lie, like, one truth will crumble a mountain of lies. And for most people, they can't deal with that. A lot of baby boomers cannot deal with that, right? You cannot. Have you ever watched somebody that you tell an absolute fact to and their brains just won't have it. They're just like they just won't have it, right? There's a lot of people out there today, we sometimes say TDS, right? There's a lot of people that just won't accept reality for what it is. And it goes back to things like this. So I implore you, go take a look and think about these things, right? Think about we killed the patsy, right? They killed the patsy Oswald right away. Jack Rubenstein killed the patsy. There's a lot of other things, right? There's a lot of deepness. We also know that George Bush Sr. was almost, and I got to say almost, allegedly in Dallas that day. He went on to be the head of the CIA very soon after that. He made a phone call from 2 hours away from a payphone to headquarters, I think in Washington, D.C., a few hours after the assassination. Again, there's some really weird things that day, but it all comes back to those moments in the car. Frame 313 of the Zapruder film. Very clear, not hard to look. Now, when you see this, like I said, folks, one truth will crumble a mountain of lies. It's up to you to accept it. Okay. It's not easy for some of us. I understand. We want to be tucked in with that mainstream narrative that's been protecting us all along. But unfortunately, it's all BS. You start here. I mean, you could start back in like what, 1914 or 1917 with Franz Ferdinand, that whole thing. But really, that might have been like the first false flag. I don't know. That's a little bit. I'm not an expert there, but I will tell you the amount of time I've spent on this stuff with JFK, William Greer, the Zapruder film. Folks, it's been conditioning the whole time. The movies, the History Channel, the documentaries. It's what's allowed to come out. Nobody's ever been allowed to say it was the driver. And honestly, when you say, "Oh, it's the driver," that sounds like tinfoil hat stuff, right? It's like it just sounds, "Oh, we didn't land on the moon." Like it just sounds like the easy thing to say that just makes you sound little kooky. But your eyes, they don't really lie. Go look, you'll see it for yourself. And on the journey to looking and seeing for yourself, what are you going to find? You're going to find all the obstacles in the way. All right. That's the homework. That's the assignment. I wish you luck out there. Leave some comments. Maybe like and subscribe, especially if you go look for yourself. Come back. Let me know what you find. I want to know how many times you see the word pomade before you ever hear about the driver. Okay. Anyway, folks, thanks for diving in with me here at the deep end. I'm your host, Simo. There's going to be a lot of different content coming out of this channel. I can't wait to share with you. I'm just getting started. I'm just figuring this thing out. I'm still filming from my webcam. I'm still learning this stuff. So I can't wait to get better at it and bring you more videos, more content of all sorts of natures, from conspiracies to cars and coffee. Cheers. All the best to you guys out there. Hope you're doing well wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing. I'm your boy Simo. Thanks for watching.